Oh, there I am. I didn't know I was on. Hi, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is a message for us today. And the one I want to give you right now is found in Psalm 68, verse 6, where it simply says this: The God has set the lonely in families. You gave abundant showers. You refreshed the weary inheritance. You settled, your people settled for it. And from your bounty, O God, you provided for the poor. Well, here we have this wonderful promise from David, who basically reminds us of the fact that God is going to help us to find ourselves in families, especially if we find ourselves lonely. He has made a wonderful promise in Matthew chapter 28, verse number 19, or 20, I should say, where he says this. He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And another part of this was, you, Lord, will give us abundant showers. That means that the Lord's going to give us abundant life. Now, Jesus told us in John 10:10, he says, this is the MO, an operation of the enemy and myself. He says, the thief comes to rob, kill, and destroy. But he says, my motive is to come to give you life and to give you to you abundantly. And so, when we know that God is going to be with us, He's never going to forsake us, He's always going to be working on our behalf, it just gives us such a wonderful feel of, yes, I'm in the family of God. We used to sing a song years ago called I'm So Glad I'm a Part of the Family of God. And what that simply means is that we belong to a huge family. And the central focus of our family situation is the fact that we are all the same family in the fact that we gave our lives to Jesus Christ. He says, you also refresh the weary inheritance. Now, the marvelous thing is that the Lord gives us strength, especially when we grow weary. And in fact, Paul says, do not grow weary in well-doing, because in due season you will reap a harvest. That's a wonderful blessing that we can know today beyond a shadow of a doubt. And he says, and your people will settle in your bounty. Now, I like that. I like to know that there is an abundance waiting for us. In fact, Paul told us in Ephesians 3:20, he says, God can do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we're able to ask or even imagine. So what a wonderful promise that God has for us today. And so it is important that we take a hold of that wonderful promise. Also as well, he says, oh God, you provide for the poor. Now, here is a wonderful thought from the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus says, why are you worried about transportation or food or shelter or clothing? He says, if the Lord takes care of the birds of the field and clothes the flowers in the field, he says, how much more are you worth than flowers and birds? And he said this, Solomon, in all his glory, is not adorned as one of the flowers of the field. And we know that to be true because flowers are absolutely beautiful. And so he basically is telling us today, you, O Lord, are going to be with us. Lord, you're going to take care of us. You're going to put us in the right kind of family. You're going to give us abundance. You're going to refresh us in those weary inheritance, in those times that we are weary. You're going to give us your bounty. And also as well, you're going to take care of those moments where we feel that we're poor. So let me give you a little prayer here to think about. It's just simply because, dear God, help me to trust in your direction and provision. And I'm thankful that you are in control. And that's our prayer for you today, is that you will know that God is in control and that he has everything for you today. My name is Robert Dean Steele. If you like what you've been hearing, then I encourage you to press the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you.